P-H-O-M-A-S, Black, B-L-A-C-K. I'm a civil rights writer. I'd say writer primarily. I did a documentary film on Moose Hayes last year that's finishing production this spring, and I work daily with families that are victims of police murder. So I have a number of different just personal... want me to go back on that?
You have a connection with families?
Yes, and so one of my main personal areas of activism is working with families that are victims of police murder. I met the family of Moose Hayes over a year ago at the one-year anniversary for his murder by Officer Andrew Hurst of the Portland Police Bureau. And that kind of started me on a path that really changed my life. I've spent the last year and 3 or 4 months pretty much immersed in this world of policing, police murder, and I've been writing about this for years, but now working with the families and having them become my families, there's a realization for me that nothing's going to change unless we force it to change, because they are killing us, and they're killing our family members, and they're killing our neighbors, and it's unjust in every possible way.
You did something this morning?
Yes. A week ago Wednesday, so about 10 days ago, I removed a photo of Neil Goldschmidt from the wall in Ted's office. This ambulance is going to come right by us. We're in Grand Central here.
About while it was on film, will this be captioned this evening at the same time as the video is going to be released?
Oh, no, I'm talking your video.
Oh.
You have closed captioning on your news station.
Oh, sorry.
Is what she's asking.
This will be tonight at Humans Original. Yes, tonight at 5 or 6. Sorry. And so it will be captioned tonight? Okay, thank you.
So meeting those families and meeting the families of the Pacific Northwest Family Circle, and then the continuing murders while involved in that, getting to know the family of John Elefritz after he was murdered, getting to know this year the family of Andre Gladden, the Babb family out of Eugene. This is endemic to our state, it's endemic to the United States, that police are killing innocent people. I would call them extrajudicial street executions. These are police murders, usually for minor crimes. They're going for a car break-in. In the case of Andre Gladden, this was a man who was asking for help, sleeping on a doorstep and in a hospital gown. This was not a dangerous man. So when the police show up, innocent people tend to die. And this is happening over and over. And what we have here today is the Gladden family, 25 members strong, driving from all over the country, coming from all over the country together to tell us and to tell Ted Wheeler and Daniel Outlaw that Andre Gladden was a very loved man, and that the way that they characterized him in his murder to smear him in public and to make him a further victim after they already took his life is despicable, and we won't stand for it. And that was part of taking down the photo of Neil Goldschmidt. I actually conceived that while sitting in the office with the Gladden family. And I sat there across from Neil Goldschmidt in Ted's lobby for about an hour and 15 minutes looking at that picture and wondering how any mayor or any human being with compassion could have up a child rapist like Neil Goldschmidt, whose victim committed suicide and never had an okay life after he used her and threw her away. And so my position to Ted is, if he doesn't have the compassion for victims of sexual crimes of City Hall, if he doesn't have the compassion for City Hall framing activists and accusing them of crimes they didn't commit, or the victims of his Portland Police Bureau police murder, he is the commissioner. He did hire Daniel Outlaw from Oakland in a backdoor deal. If he doesn't have the responsibility, then we'll take it for him, and we will shut him down. He will need to resign. Outlaw needs to go. This is real. This is a war on the people, and the people are dying. I took it 10 days ago, and I held on to it, and then last night invited my friend Donna Hayes over and a few people to film as we burned it. and disposed of it properly. It was not going to go back to City Hall and go back on Ted's wall. If Ted hasn't had good judgment, we'll have good judgment for him.
Why did you decide to burn it on Facebook Live?
Why did I decide to burn it?
On Facebook Live.
On Facebook Live, because I write about civil rights, the Gladden family, the Hayes family, police murder, every single day of the week, every single day of the year, and I wanted to show people by example that we can fight back with peace, and actually peace is what will save police officers' lives too. They can't continue to take the lives of the public without retribution, and I don't want to see that, because that's called war. So the killing needs to stop. And then the police will be safer, and then they can kill people and hurt people and brutalize people less because they claim fear of us, just like Ted does. He's scared of us. Danielle is scared of us as a police chief that carries a gun. Our government needs to stop fearing us and killing us.
What was your message to Ted by burning this photo that you want to say to him?
He's done. I have no more tolerance for his bullshit and his lies. He's a liar. I've called him a liar in front of City Hall. I called him a coward on the news. I would call him that to his face, and I will. He is a despicable person. He's failed us as mayor. He's failed us morally. He's failed us ethically. He's failed us as police commissioner, and he's failed us as the manager of the city. And he continues to have his attorneys fight these families that are victims of his city and pay our tax dollars out in Portland city attorneys' fees that are unlimited while they keep these families from being able to raise their children and be whole after their loved one was murdered. That's despicable. Ted is a serial killer. Danielle Outlaw is a serial killer and a gangster. She's from Oakland. They had a child pedophile ring in the Oakland Police Bureau and went through chiefs like underwear so fast because they had such a sex ring. She was there the whole time. I'm sure she's the only clean cop in Oakland. She must have been great because she's certainly done a great job here.
You were arrested today for what happened?
I was arrested today on 3 different charges. I believe it was some kind of a theft, some kind of maybe a trespass kind of thing, and then there was a destruction of evidence type of thing. The maximum sentence for that would be about 2 years, 3 months. I am not concerned, and I hope that Ted and the city continue to try to make me pay for the mayor that raped a child and murdered her life. I think that's a great idea for them, and I encourage them to continue it.
It's a no-doubt question, but do you regret any of this? Do you regret taking the painting?
No, not for a minute. Not for a minute. I'd do it again today. And this won't be the only civil disobedience I do. I got arrested at ICE last year with a couple friends independently. Some ministers followed up and did that too. But Ted likes to pretend that the dissenters, that the dissidents don't exist. And there's so many of them. Right? And that's why City Hall is locked down with G4S security goons and treated like a police state, and Ted and Danielle and everybody else still lives in fear. They've created their own little cycle of fear. They're hysterical people that need to get out of public service because they're afraid of the people that voted for them.
This is just for me. How did you get away with doing that? Did anyone catch you?
No, nobody did. It's actually part of the very poor planning and security at City Hall. They're so obsessed with what's going on and stopping free speech from the public that they put all the security down in the chamber when City Hall meetings are going. And I was there to see Letha Winston, the mother of Patrick Timmons, who was murdered by the Portland police at the end of last year, speak. And as I finished watching her speaking, I need to take a break, and so I thought I'd just kind of go check out the layout of Ted's office for later action that was planned, and there was nobody there. And so kind of spontaneously, I was going to take down the picture and destroy it. I decided that going home and enjoying some time with my dog and sharing this photo with other people would maybe be a better idea. And I swore to myself at that time, and I told the public at that time, it's not going back. So, they tried to ignore this. They tried to sweep it under the rug, pretend it didn't exist. And so the bonfire was a little extra, well, we can't say it on the air, but a little extra FU to Ted. Maybe a big one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for telling your story. Do you mind if I have your phone number just so we can...
I do not mind at all, but the police currently have my